What is going on, guys? Daddy WX1234 or Jared back again for another video. So today I'm making this video because this is a topic that I had YouTube searched at a very young age. So for those who don't know, my dad died when I was 8 years old in a car accident that I witnessed. Not only was that traumatic, but obviously that shaped how I'd be raised and how I would grow up. I was raised by a single abusive mother, and I had father figures in my life, but nobody in the house to be there every day to show me how a man should be. And so I would YouTube search how to be a man, how to be an alpha, how to get women, how to kiss girls, things like that. As I'm sure most adolescents do. And this video isn't just for the traditional straight white male. This is now 2022, where you've got women trying to be men, and you've got cross-dressers and trans, and you've got people taking hormone supplements and all of those things. So hopefully this will deter that. I mean that in the nicest way possible. I don't think that women who are born women should be taking hormone pills, and I hope that this video is going to explain why. So first off, let me slow down. This video is going to be my experiences in life. This is going to be what I understand and what I've seen and what I've gone through from the ages of, adolescence to now 22. And obviously I've still got a lot of growing left to do and a long ways to go. But I've lived a lot of life in 22 years. And what I've realized, what I've come to understand, is most men, the first time that they receive flowers is going to be at their funeral. Men in general, and fortunately this is not my situation, men in general are very underappreciated. Whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in home, in relationships, in general. I mean, you look at back in the day in Athens and Sparta and wherever else, like, men built cities. Men would torch cities just to build them again. Nowadays, you've got men in very tight clothes shaking their butt on TikTok. And you've got chivalry. You've got... and chivalry has become more of an expected thing than anything, because a lot of women talk a lot of shit about a lot of men, and then they want to expect the men to turn around and help them out. Like, there's a storm outside right now. This is, New York State. We've got about 1.5 feet of snow, and when I was younger, I'd be out there shoveling. Fortunately enough, I live in a nice apartment complex that I can afford, and they have their own maintenance and own men that come here at 3 o'clock in the morning and shovel and fire up the snowblower and whatever else they got going on. So, that's for starters. I don't know why any woman would want to become a man, because women have... You gotta understand, there's a biological difference. A woman is born with value. A woman is born with the ability to reproduce life. Not saying that all women should, okay? Throwing that out there. Women are naturally beautiful, and they don't need makeup, they don't need all that bullshit. They're naturally beautiful, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Women and children are valued so much higher than men and boys. And it's weird, because growing up, growing up as a man, I had value when I was a child, but then there comes a certain point where unless you create value for yourself, you have no value. Unless you're a high performance man, you're earning a lot of money, or you're a community man where you're a volunteer firefighter, a police officer, whatever else, then you have no value. You have to go out there and create it. And how to be a man. So my idea of a man, and I'm very old school, I'm very traditional, I'm very strong-headed and things like that. My idea of a man is fighting for what you believe in, standing up for what you believe in, despite the consequence, despite how others view you, despite any of that. It's also going to be doing things that you don't want to do. And that may be doing something that you don't want to do to provide for your family. That might be doing something you don't want to do because it puts food on the table. That might mean doing something that you do not want to do, like getting up every day going to work. You have to wake up with the mentality that the rents do. And you know, everyone's got their own situations, whether you're in the hood and you got to sell drugs to make a living, or you're in the corporate world and you got to deal with fuckface Billy to get through the day, and, you know, whatever else. You got to do what you know, do things you don't want to do. There's a difference between being a man and being an alpha, and it's a slight difference, because even beta males can still be men. Not just biologically, but because they can be men. I'm going to make a separate video of how to be an alpha from what my perspective is and things like that. But being a man sometimes means taking over a role that another man left. So whether that be coming in as a stepfather, whether that be coming in as a caregiver, whatever, a single father, what have you. You know, you got to eat a lot of shit being a man, and you've got to carry a lot of weight on your shoulders with very little reward. And there's a reason that, like, biologically women care more about people, and they go into, like, caregiving things, and they go into, like, nurses, and they become daycare centers and things like that, whereas a man is going to be going into fields with construction, engineers, you know, things. That's the biggest mental difference between what women observe and versus men observe. I enjoy things. I enjoy my car. You guys know at this channel I've done Mechanical Monday, and, you know, now I do knives. That's two things right there. But now in the year of 2022, what I realize is more men are understanding that we get shit on, and so we're supporting each other, whether it's being sus with the boys or whether it's giving compliments. And growing up, that was very weird for me. I never saw men cry. I wasn't allowed to have emotions. I had to go through what I had to go through. I had to take care of business, and I had to move on. There was no time for pity parties and tears and bullshit like that. And I'm not saying I never cried, but what I'm saying is I cried significantly less than a 8-year-old who watched his dad die did. A 16-year-old who got locked up did. You know, things like that. So it's yeah, there's a lot of emotional baggage that a man carries, and you need to find a strong woman that's going to help you carry that. I'm fortunate enough that, you know, I found my girlfriend, and, you know, she's been more supportive than anyone in my entire life has been. But being a man isn't all bad either. You know, it comes with the king mentality, the walking around like some tough shit, I guess. And also I realized, like, fist fights and men being men, you know, we are innately savages. In our blood, in our DNA, in our culture, in our background, in our ancestry. We used to be barbarians, we used to be hunters and gatherers, we used to be frontline soldiers, we used to be having to fight lions and fucking shit like that, okay? We used to be men. We used to be able to strangle out a rattlesnake and then go play with the kids or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, and I'm not trying to discriminate against the tic-tac and boys of the world and shit like that, but it's like, there is a cultural difference between my age group versus the 14-year-olds versus the 8-year-olds versus what kids are growing up to be now. There's a reason why my age group, the older generation, things like that, are so against a lot of things that are happening. Cancel culture, pacification of America, masks, vaccine mandates, you know, you name it. because we know what it was like growing up with rights and things like that. And we knew what going outside and playing was. You know, we'd be outside until the streetlights came on. We would be drinking out of water hoses. We would be doing these things that a lot of children nowadays are getting stripped of. And I understand that, like, the metaverse and technology and things are developing at such a rapid pace, and this is what their life's going to be, and yada, yada, yada. Go outside. Honestly, I remember back in the day, me and my boy used to, he lived by the train tracks, and so we used to walk the bike path at, like, I don't know, 12, 14 or whatever. We used to go through the woods, and we would find, like, homeless people's shelters and shit. Like, we would be in areas we didn't belong. We would be, shooting each other with airsoft guns and having poker nights and going out in weather like this to go to 7-Eleven to get snacks for poker night, and just the shit that we used to do, going outside and grabbing sticks that looked like guns. Okay? Nowadays canceled, right? But I'm just saying, it's like, there's a lot of things that people that are, like, I grew up obviously raised by a single mother, and so having to go through what I went through and the adversities that I faced, and I hear it a lot. They say that if God told you what you would go through, you would not want to go through it. But there's levels to it. You know, first it's this, then you make it through that, and then you make it through that. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And being a man, you have to be mentally strong. You have to be physically strong, so that you can protect your family, and you can protect your domain and your kingdom. You have to be emotionally strong. Understand that nobody gives a fuck about your emotions. Understand that a lot of people don't care. There are a lot of people in this world that don't give two shit what you gotta say, except for other men that are going through what you're going through, and women that you find the rare oddity in the world. So you have to be strong in every single aspect. You have to be able to make money. You have to be able to go out and do what needs to be done. You have to take care of business. There's a certain level that you get to that you go, I'm a man. And until you reach that level, you'll never understand. And no hormone pills, and no beard, and no cross-dressing, and no slapping of a penis on you is going to make you a man. To me, it's crazy because, like, people that do that stuff, you're choosing to be hated on. You're choosing to get shit on. You're choosing a hard life. And, you know, if you want to be comfortable in your own skin, you got to do what you got to do, whatever. If that's what you really feel you are as a man, understand that you cannot then turn around and piss, bitch, and moan. If you choose to be a man, you cannot turn around and say, oh, they don't like me. Oh my gosh, Aniqua, they just don't even care. Okay? You don't get to choose that. No way in hell. I'm going to tell a quick story. So I work overnights, and there was this woman who was in the process of becoming a man, whatever. Okay? And she used the men's bathroom. I had to piss like a fucking racehorse, and she was like a couple paces ahead of me. I don't know, that was old ass turning paces. And she went in the men's room. Well, guess what? There's only 2 stalls in the men's room taken because she used it. There was a stall available. I pissed like a racehorse. Maybe it's some number 2, you know. And so family bathroom was locked. She had the whole ass woman's bathroom. So I had 2 options. Either I had to go around the store trying to find another bathroom, or I had to go identify as a woman and use the fucking bathroom. Guess what? I ain't trying to catch no felonies, so I went around and go and find another bathroom. And that's crazy because it's like, biologically your makeup's different. And it's crazy too because it's like, you get to just choose. You get to just choose whatever you want to be. You know, whether you want to go in the men's bathroom or the women's bathroom. Meanwhile, now I got to go find another fucking bathroom. So that was just a quick little story. It was just a little something I carried with me, a little bullshit. And I know I talked a lot about transgenders and shit like that, but like I feel as if people got to do whatever they got to do, and to each their own. But at the same point, understand that you are choosing a rough road. And also there's a lot of there's a couple of gay people that I know that are phenomenal. They are men. They're great. They are not flamboyant. They are very conservative, and they are, the gym rats and whatever else they do. But they don't walk around letting their sexual attractiveness, I don't know what the fuck you call it, sexuality define them. They don't let what they believe and who they like define them. And that's where I think there's a lot of division and a lot of divide and a lot of things that went wrong in this world, is we're letting, okay, you're transsexual or transgender. Now that's your whole identity. And then what happens when you're not accepted for that? Well, now your identity stomped the fuck out. Versus as, I'm a straight white male, but my identity is a father, is a caregiver, is a provider, is a man, is an alpha. Things like that. Same reason why when it snows, everybody forgets how to drive, and I'm zooming around you in my $30,000 sports car with winter tires on. Okay. A lot of people wouldn't even step outside. It was funny too, because there was a older gentleman on the elevator with me, and he's all bundled in layers, and I'm wearing a t-shirt. And he goes, "You going outside?" I was like, "Yeah. It's 5 steps to my car, it's 5 steps to the building. I may be cold in those 5 steps, but that's all mentality. I'm not saying frostbite's not a mentality, but being cold is." And he goes, "Oh, to be young again. Oh, to be a man again." Sorry you got brittle bones, old man, but it's I don't know. I don't know if this video is helpful at all, and I know I've probably just rambled about a bunch of shit and just talking my shit and things like that. But I really do just want to make this video for either people that either want to find themselves and find what it's like to be a man because they don't have guidance, because they don't have a father figure to take that journey with. And so this channel is Daddy WRX1234 because I'm a father first, a car enthusiast second, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you guys are like myself and was raised in by a single mother, or if you want to know a little bit more about what it is, maybe you just are looking for a role model. I'm not the greatest role model. I say a lot of fucking swear words and I do a lot of fucked up things. But I'm a father. I'm a provider. So if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, join this family, we will take care of business. I will be your role model. I'll be your guide. I will show you what it's like being a straight white male in 2022. And I'll show you all of the things that we face in that. Turn on the bell notification so you guys get notified every single time I upload. And thank you for tuning in for another Motivational Monday. A little off topic of motivation, a little tangent, I guess. But if you watched up until this point, I still thank you. And first link in the description is my Twitch. Join the community over there. We're always doing some crazy things. My last stream, guys, got 43 views. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when you come from 3 views and 1 view and another, it's a lot, okay? 43 people have seen me get to around 51 solo. We did it astronomically insane. It was crazy. Super stoked about that. So, if you guys want to learn more, be sure to stay tuned and follow my Twitch. As always, we'll see you on the next one.